Hello and welcome back to Rock Cycle. Today we're going to be talking about Neighbourhood Weekend, my opinions of it from my experience, and whether it's a good or bad festival and if it's worth going again next year. So let's get into it. Now, first of all, I did have a great time, really enjoyed myself, and I think it's definitely a great place to go. There was a lot of great acts there, with my personal favourites being Nothing But Thieves, but with Yannicka and Tom Grennan coming in a close second, certainly. Now, yes, there is a lot of good acts there, there's a lot to do, lots to see, etc. But I do think you are getting your money's worth, definitely. But compared to other festivals with a similar ticket price, I think this festival, you're getting a bit worse quality because it's about 60 quid for a day ticket. That's the same price as somewhere like Transmit or Leeds Fest or Download, etc. It's a lot bigger festivals, cost the same for a day ticket compared to this relatively medium-sized festival. So yeah, I do think you can definitely see a lot of great things and get it's a lot cheaper than buying individual concert tickets to each of these bands you'll see, but it's not the best value for money out there. Now there's also not a lot of acts and there is only 2 stages that they're on, but I think it does kind of work here because it's a very high quality lineup. You got like Seagirls and Yannicka being the first 2 acts on, and they're both great ways to start the day. And it's also a very focused festival, it's very targeted at soft indie rock style music. So really you don't want too many stages there when it's very similar acts on, that will just lead to more painful clashes. So having just 2 stages does help reduce the clashes happening. So I think that's pretty good, and it does work there at this festival, although at other festivals I feel this would not work as well. Now this was a medium festival, so I would say I think it's about 20,000 people as their full capacity. So yeah, you can tell it's a bit of a small festival while you're there, but it's certainly decent sized crowds, and it does feel like a big place. There's lots to do and see in between acts, there's all sorts on there. So yeah, it's smaller, but it doesn't feel massively small. But I think one of the problems with being a smaller festival as well is that there wasn't much production value. I don't really think there was any for anyone besides George Ezra out of the acts I saw. Literally all the bands just had a big banner behind them saying their name, and that was it. And even George Ezra didn't have a lot, because he's not really an act that calls for it. And personally, I really enjoy those sorts of things like the fireworks, the lighting, the pyro. I think that can really enhance the live experience. So I was a bit disappointed that there wasn't loads of it, although I don't really think all of the acts need it and not all the acts are suited for it. It would have been nice to have a bit more, I would say. And also, this is a non-camping festival, and personally, I do not enjoy those as much as camping festivals. It's just you've got nowhere to rest in the day. You sort of have to go in for the full day, and if you're there from 12 in the afternoon, that is a long day and you're very tired by the end with nowhere to properly rest and sit down besides just on the floor at the festival, which isn't as nice as a proper chair or in your tent. And also it means you have to buy the food and drinks there, which are very expensive. I think it's just a bit under £6 a pint this year, so very quickly that can add up to a fair amount, which is a bit of a pain, but you just gotta prepare before you go in, I guess. Now, I had never experienced a Warrington crowd before, and yeah, I know there's probably quite a lot of people like me who have come from a bit of a way away to come and see the festival, so it's not exactly a pure crowd or whatever, but it's a pretty decent crowds there. They're pretty fun, they're fairly energetic for some of the acts, but not all of them, because it's a relatively soft festival, so there's not loads of jumping up around, there's not loads of mosh pits and that sort of thing, so if that's what you like, it's not the best festival for that sort of thing. And I think it is partly because of the crowd. It is a very mixed crowd. There's people from little kids there to middle-aged and older than that at the festival, because I think they've really targeted a broad range of ages at the festival. And it does make for a very family-friendly experience. Now, if that's what you want at your festival, this is great for it. It's very calm and relaxed compared to a lot of festivals. There's no one caked head to toe in mud. There's no one just doing MD in all the toilet stalls, although I wasn't going around checking them. But yeah, if you want to go for a sesh, this isn't really the best festival for that. Although yes, you can still do it, of course. But it's not somewhere where people are going hard into it. On the whole, there's no real proper issues with the festival, except for one, which I don't really think was the festival's fault, and that was Pale Waves' stage time being messed about. Now apparently that was a bit more of the band's responsibility. They had some issues getting to the festival, which probably was entirely out of their control, so you can't really blame them for that. But like their stage times changed, and it was a bit of a pain for people who really liked them, and it meant their set got cut shorter. I think it wasn't really communicated too well with the fans. It was only showed up on the main stage on the banners saying the stage times have changed, but then they changed again and they didn't tell anyone. Now, yeah, maybe that was out of the festival's control and they didn't really even know what was going on. So, I mean, it's a bit of a pain, but if it's out of their control, we can't really complain too much, especially when the bands do all just perform, it's just in a bit of a different order. So yeah, on the whole, I think it's a pretty decent festival. I think it's definitely worth going to. Did have great fun. It's not a crazy experience, it's much more of a calm, relaxed style festival, and if that's what you like, it's perfectly great for that. It's just good for a nice day out and a bit of a chill. So I definitely recommend going if that's your sort of thing, and as long as there's a not too bad lineup again next year. So well, this has been Rock Cycle. If you want to like, comment, subscribe, would mean a great deal to me, and I will see you in the next video.